I want to talk about Snatch Game and do a little analysis of how the show chooses to eliminate people. Spoilers for last night's episode of Drag Race. All of us that watch the show know that Snatch Game is one of the most important challenges. It's traditionally where the show gets sort of really separated into two, right? Like the front runners and everyone else. And I think that's exactly what we saw happening last night. People are freaking out about the elimination, but I'm like, no, that makes sense. Crystal was a very pretty girl. I would give her $10 if I saw her perform live. She gave nothing on television. I am not a drag queen, obviously, but I watched so much reality TV and I can clock a star. She is not a star. I'm so sorry to say that. This is an example of someone, this is what I call it. I don't know what the official term for it is because I'm banned from the Drag Race Reddit, but this is an example of someone getting packed up, right? All of these girls who had like great runs on their season, at some point production is like, they're not going to win. They're not giving anything on camera. They're not involved in drama or like Jan had a little bit more of a storyline because she was slowly going insane, right? They were like driving her to the brink of madness. But like Dawn, Crystal, Marsha, they were kind of just there. And you can see in their track records, I think these track records are a little different because they were all safe until the first time that they were in the bottom, they just went home, right? That's production packing them up because they were like, thank you so much for your service. It's time for you to go home. Crystal did not involve herself in the drama. It's been 7 episodes. She's been on camera. She looks great. She had one really good episode when she was the tumbleweed, but like she serves on the runway and then she gives nothing else. Production knew she's not going to win. She's not interacting with the other castmates. She's like literally just kind of taking up space. And I know that it's a really fucked up way of talking about it. All of these people are artists. They're all incredible. I will go to a Crystal show. I will give her $15. But like they are making a television program, right? Someone being very pretty is not enough to carry them to the end of the show. And we've been having this conversation all season because people are like, Ariadne. And I'm like, Ariadne's beautiful. She's going to go home in the next couple of episodes. Don't spoil me. I do not look at spoilers. But we know who is the top and who is the bottom now, right? There are like 5 people on the show that we're just waiting for them to go home so the real competition can like begin. But yeah, like I said, Dawn was safe until she went home. Marsha was safe until she went home. Jan, if you want to go back to even further old school, Ivy Winters did like well on season 5 and then they immediately sent her home. Alyssa had been in the bottom a couple of times and they were still like, Alyssa is incredible TV. Alyssa has the storyline with Coco. We would rather keep Alyssa on our screens than Ivy, who was like nice and pretty, but like gave nothing. Max did really well on her season. She won 2 challenges in season 7, and then they packed her up too. That was considered a shocking elimination at the time. I remember Twitter blowing up. I watched it live at a party. Everyone freaked out. I was rooting for her. But like, it's silly to pretend that production doesn't know who's going to win, right? Like at this point, we're waiting for Ariadne to go home. We're waiting. Acacia has given nothing on the show. Lana has already flopped. Corey King, like we are literally just waiting for all of these people to go home because it's been 7 episodes. We know who's giving and we know who's not giving. I'm so sorry. Like I said, Crystal is very beautiful. I'm sure she's great. She wasn't necessarily fun. She wasn't sparkling. She wasn't charming. Like, we are not thinking about the politics of making a show. We're not thinking about the reality of making a reality show. And I think that's why people are so gooped and gagged because they're like, the report card, the report card. It's like, okay, she did great on the show. She can take that home. But like, she wasn't going to win. And sorry if this video is a little meaner than I normally am. I was just scrolling last night and I saw so many people freaking out. And I'm like, why were you freaking out? She's been on camera like 7 times the entire season. When you're talking about making a reality competition show, unfortunately, sometimes the TV production aspect of it is more important than the competition aspect of it, right? We have been watching the show for 17 years. We can name hundreds of contestants who were very good at the competition who were sent home because they were not giving on the screen. I'm sure Crystal will be back on an All-Stars at some point. I will be very excited to see if she develops some charisma, an iota of charisma. The show has shown us time and time again that it's not enough to be technically proficient at the art of drag. If you have the personality of a napkin, you will not win this show.